Um, I am again back on my own channel since it's really ridiculous that when I try to stream on the ALR channel that Google is asking me to verify with a code every time, even after I get logged in. And that code goes to the phone of RDO, so he has to be on the spot to give me and pass me on the code, but I can't be bothered anymore to do that every time, since that's what it looks like if I am still logged in and still have to say that it's me and that I'm allowed to enter this channel. So maybe on the long term I will fix something for that, but now I can't be bothered. I just go on my own stuff and will share it from there on. It's really, really annoying. But I will share, so don't worry. I'm on my way to do that. That's the only downside. It's not really a problem, but I have to constantly put it manually in the stream link. Season 7, Tier 6, Portimao. So, yeah, that's fixed. It's annoying though. But welcome to another new race. And again, it's Tier 6 I'm doing it. Do you know who is on the next race reserve? Dat is een hele goede vraag waar Mike is. Ik heb geen idee. Hij was laat. He was late, I think. He said something overtime at work, so sorry Luke. I have to check something because Okay, so welcome. I had to fix something. There are 15 drivers in, so that's very good. That's very good to see. And do we have some new drivers? Some new drivers? I think Indian Gregs is new. Is he new in like a main seat? No, he's the new reserve. Okay, so that makes sense then. I think further we have seen everyone. Even VKN, he is in the Ferrari, and I think also, no, the rest of the names are kinda, well, unknown for me, so welcome. We are here for race round 10 at a new track that just came out on the game. On purpose, when we announced the calendar, let me say this correctly, when we announced the calendar, we had 2 spots left open on purpose, and those were this week and next week, and we hoped that there would be 2 new tracks joining, but Imola is slightly later, so next week it will be Russia, but luckily Portimao came into the game, since it's been a track where where the real F1 has driven on in the last 2 years. So very cool and nice to see. I really hated the track on the game, not in real life. Those races were kind of banning. But yeah, I found my rhythm and way into it, and last Thursday I almost won. So that's a very good thing. So this is the first time for all those drivers to race, at least in ALR, a league race on Portimao, so we will see how everyone will do. There are a lot of spots where you can spin or invalidate your lap, so I'm very curious to see how that will work out. 2, 4, 6. There's still 15 drivers, so that's still kind of good. And yeah, it's round 10 already, so I will go through the standings shortly to see where we are at the moment. So let me see. Yeah, Michael. Oh my god. Well, I didn't drove Portimao in the wet until a practice lobby early on the night because I was bored. But this even looks like full wet, to be honest. Oh, well, this is going to be entertaining. Standings now, Jack Aleco is leading in the Ferrari with 161. He has 7 points of an advantage over Black Charizard, who finally won his first race a week ago in Monaco. Very good to see. In P3 still Ahmed in the Ferrari. He was in the league until 2 weeks ago. But he's now getting chased up for P3 by both McLaren drivers, Wicked Prophet and Dangerous Dove. Prophet at 67 points, 2 less than Ahmed, and Dove has 60 points, which is the same amount as O'Leary, as we watch our new guy here in the Alpha Tower. Then Igor still in 7th, he only drove the first 3 races with 53. 41 for Shadow Sword and Major. Shadow Sword was on his way for a second win, maybe. He was very much a contender, I must say, in Monaco, but he unfortunately retired. And after that, still in the top 10, Cillian, who was also a reserve but won this year with 36 points. And followed by CI, 31, New Squid, 25, missed the start with 17. 15 for Stumac, who had a very impressive debut in Monaco with a podium. And then 12 points for D-Sweet, the Dutch contender, 11 for Tej, 10 for Leon, 9 for Cannonfern, 4 for Ghost, 3 for Mike, 2 for Penguin Sonic, and Swag Boy is also a driver that... Oh, and it's over for Indian Brex, by the way. He lost his whole front wing, and apparently it was too much damage to cope with. So he unfortunately would not be able to set a time. In the meantime, let's see what... Leon is out on Inters. Leon. Oh, that's a bold move. So the lap of Dangerous Dove would be the first one. Let's go quickly through constructors, where Ferrari is leading with an incredible amount of 60 points, but Akbit is out of the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Dove is spinning in turn 5, so he won't be the first one to set a lap. So I think that's gonna be the Aston Martin of Schumacher. He remains in the right trail for that one. So Ferrari may be vulnerable for the final 5 races. Red Bull is 60 points behind, but they are not even here with both drivers, so that's gonna be hard. McLaren with 127. AlphaTauri is still just in 4th, 1 point ahead of Aston Martin, 94 from 93. 31 for Mercedes in 6th, and Alfa Romeo with 61. Williams with 35, Haas with 21, and 5 for Alpine. And I think Schumacher is really doing his best to... Oh no! And he's not out. But that's a very tricky corner in the wet, I can say. That's maybe if you are like very careful. Still the place where you have the most problems. So I think Ghost will be the first one if he doesn't validate over here. Just 7 a lap is already enough. After that there will be a Ferrari. Ghost 29.8, Giacoleco 29.4. Major and Dove really with an in-lap. Shadow Sword 31, and White Boy goes to a 46. That's also not really legitimate run. Let's see what Charizard can do now. Coming across the line to 32.5. He also had slightly some problems. And Leon actually set in a pretty nice lap time on the intermediates. Not really the quickest, but at 32 is very much well done. So still a lot of drivers at least with a lap time. Yeah, invalidations are less of a problem now since everyone is basically going kind of slow. And Prophet to 6. 32.4, and O'Leary goes now to P5 with a 130.6. I think Dove is now attempting a real lap since his last one was almost 2 minutes. And I hope people will continue, because that's the best way to do in the wet. Like I said in Monaco, I think a week ago we also had a wet qualifying. So just continue and put the laps in, because you will be quicker. And Dove coming to the line and improves to a 130.4. P5, Major goes in. And I think Taj is on a lap, but he's in a lot of traffic. He's the only one with Schumacher and Cunningfern. Schumacher is in after his damage. And Cunningfern is now on an out lap. He really is in traffic, to be honest. I think VKN and Swagboy are coming. VKN is really close to him. Tej goes to 46 flat. Wasn't his real first lap, and VKN goes 8 with a 31.8. Maybe Prophet continued and doing something we can be proud of. I used all of his deployment. I don't think he improves a little, I think, yeah. I don't know if people are like watching qualifying and listening to me at the same time, but Confirm has it invalid. Make sure to not run out of like your battery for the lap. So the hot lap you have on for the whole lap, just disable it. I think the best for a portion of the lap, a small portion, and the best place to do that is after turn 1 until turn 5. So this section where Cunningfern is, so disable your hot lap ERS here and make it across, not like how he's doing it. All the polystyrene boards are going into nothingness. And then after this corner, put it back on, so you will have enough battery for the long final corner where it's very key, maybe not so in the rain, to at least not have no deployment. It's kinda useful. It really makes your lap times a lot better in quali. So it didn't went well for Cannonford on his first attempt. Still, the first laps are the quickest for a lot of drivers. I think only Charizard improved to P5 with a 33. And I think this is going to be a better lap by Tetch. Oh no, it isn't either. And Prophet also no, not yet. Schumacher will go to a new attempt. Confirm is still here. And there are some yellow flags because people are slowing down, and I think they are in front of Charizard. He's really trying to put a lap in to improve more. It's interesting to see how Leon is able to put his car in between all the wets. He is still on the wets now, but now he selected the wet. My selection is more interesting than. So let's see. And Charizard is being followed by Spikeboy and the Ferrari, I think. I don't think he improved, to be honest. Again to the final corner he goes in. Dove is still out, but also already after 3 laps he's going slowly through this corner. Don't think that's something. Oh. So I think Schumacher will be the first one. Oh, I think Tetch improved him. Yeah, that did a good lap. I almost forgot him now. There is a McLaren off. He went to P8, 31 flat, and let's see what his friend can do, since I know that. And he joins him there in those regions with a 130.8. I don't think I have shown Shadow Sword so far in this quali. I hope he doesn't have problems with a car in front of. Oh, he almost loses a part of his car. It was also half a little bit in the way, I think. At least everyone set a lap, but not every lap is very competitive, especially Swagboy and Cannonfern. Those are not really. And Tetch is out. Oh. Short doesn't improve. Tetch is out, so it will only. I think that's the same as what it was in Monaco, that he put in one lap and then after that it's gone. He loses the car and retires and can't improve. And Swagboy goes to the fastest time. 29.1. So that's quicker than Jack, who counters with a 29 flat. Yeah, I could see. They are class better than the rest, to be honest. I think Schumacher is continuing. There are not many drivers out at the moment on track. However, still some, so still half of the grid, I think. Just the lower placed guys, not really. Schumacher, can he? No, not yet. I think Leon is now out on the full wets, but he invalidated, surprisingly. Charizard's following him. He improved to a 29er and is in P4. Yellows. Yeah, there are some spots where you can easily lose the car. And behind him would be Swag, I assume. Charizard for not an improvement this time. So we look at someone who's close to him, but also not improvement from him. I don't think Jack will go on for another lap, so this is maybe the point where drivers will go in. to put on their final set of tires. Leon is not really going fast. He has still his fastest time in Inter, that's funny. And is going wide, but in such a manner that I don't think he will be, his lap time will be deleted, but I also think he can forget a really competitive lap time, to be honest. So maybe Dove is doing some improvements. Basically everyone is within 3 seconds except for Cannon Fern. I think he is trying, he's making a new attempt now. Let's see what Dove can do. He really also, I can remember Dove as like he has been here in the league for a very long time. Never really been front pace, but to be honest, in tier 6 he kinda is. He is kinda an outsider for good results. And he saw the in P6, middle of the grid, to like confirm. By the way, Charizard and Ghost have the same lap time. 29.862. O'Leary to the line, not an improvement. Stumacher maybe, he has I think Profit in his, and Dove did an improvement and spun afterwards. So Stumacher also not an improvement. Wicked is, he's marginally faster than Stumacher and goes to P9 with a 137. Let's hope and see that Cannon Fern can complete his lap now. There are still a lot of spinners in turn 5, I think, because a lot of yellows there, especially after people did an improvement on their lap. Cannon Fern at least joins the gang. He's still last, but he joins everyone pace-wise. And Ghost and I don't think people were improving there. Leon again. Charizard is still on those tires. Yeah, he goes in now, but I think it's too late now. Vikian is done, I think. No, he really retired. Short is Shadow slow. He has improved though, because I think last time I checked him he wasn't in the 29th. Dove had his unfortunate event. O'Leary, I think the same. He's missing a whole front wing. Skynex. And now he invalidates. He wasn't going quicker anyway. So Cannon Fern or maybe another improvement? Could be, but also a little bit wide. It's kind of close for the pole, by the way. People are going in at the moment in time that they're not really going to improve. Or not being able to go out in time, I would say. Oh, by the way, Cannon Fern indeed did an improvement. He went to P13 now, ahead of Major. Here is Ghost, he isn't improving, and Swag also not. And Leon is still out, but still invalidating. He's like the only one that invalidates all the time. And there are some guys in that are not going to sell a lap again. Shadow Sword, Dove, and Gio O'Leary. Although Dove selected the Inters, but yeah, they won't make it. There are a lot of people now in the beginning of Sector 2, a little bit busy there. In the meantime, Prophet is already on his lap. His final attempt, maybe. Oh, and he's going wide. He's really going wide. Well, he won't lose it because of a track limit, but he will lose his time, and he is aware of it, and lets Stumacher through very nicely and cleanly. Behind him, oh, the loss of the back end there. I don't know, I think he's already on his final timed lap. I can do another one, but some problems, I think, for swag. Steelmaker don't improve. Jack had an invalidation but can go now. Charizard will go for a lap 2. Ghost will maybe finish one. Well, it's not a faster one, and the flag is out. And that would mean that everyone is on their final attempt, and I think the same for Major. But he invalidated. Charizard, well, completely lost turn 1. Leon improves. I at least saw it. I hadn't known him on camera, but I at least saw it. He goes to a 29.8 on the wet, so it was ultimately a better choice from him to get on the wets in, I think, his second valid lap out of the 8 or so which he did. So I think there are Jack who can improve on his pole. Charizard won't be. And there was a purple sector for Profit, but he again went wide into turn 10 or 11, I think. So maybe he can improve, since the game said that he had a very quick sector. Second is okay. So maybe, oh, that's wide, and that's too wide, and that's time gone, so he will start 9th at best. Maybe Ghost can still do something. He will be one of the last ones, since Charizard is not on the lap, and he goes in slow. And I don't think Stumacher was improving, or maybe he still is. Now he's going slowly. Same for Major, but Major had invalidated. And that means that we only wait for Charizard, who ruins his last lap. So this is it. That means that Charizard is staying ahead of Ghost because he set the lap earlier. That should be the rule, right? And that they are just ahead of Shadow Sword, with a little bit of an anticlimactic qualifying, and that Leon is just in front. And I even didn't mention that Jack improved his pole time to a 28er. A 28.8, so 3/10 clear. Well, not that much carnage, maybe a little bit in the first lap, but it was kinda cool to see. Okay, I think I missed, by the way, the top 10 naming, but people could see it. It looks dry, by the way. That's very good. Formation lap start. La 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 la. Yeah, very interesting. Let's see tire stretch for 33 laps of Portimao. Wow, that's very mixed. You can do soft to hard. Thank you AWS to compromise me with. That's the first and only time they really showed the graphic at the correct point, correct time. So, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 guys on soft and 6 on medium. So mediums are still in a disadvantage. That are Swag, Ghost, Shadow, Prophet, VKN and Gregs. And they're really scattered all around the grid. So here we go. Let's see how this goes. Be patient into turn 1. It's a very tight corner, especially on high speed. So we got 5 red lights and we can leave. And I think this is a pretty good start from Jacko Lacko, and it's going to be close there. Oh, and indeed Shadow had to avoid something, and that really messed up also stuff for O'Leary. Let's see who spins in the next corner. Nobody. So we have a real battle here, by the way, for P2. I'm sorry, Leon with a great start, of course, since he's on the softs, and passing Swag into turn 6. Or that's 5, wait, that's 5. I can now count the corners, of course. Oh, almost losing it here in the tricky turn 8, and maybe that gives Swag a chance, not immediately. Charizard is following in with Ghost. I think he passed him? No, he was already in front of him. And the McLarens are also close. There are like duos closely to each other of drivers. And no real problems. However, Fern and O'Leary and Gregs are a little bit close to each other. Maybe they got non-visual damage. So, but what a start from Jack. He is almost 2 seconds clear. And Leon under pressure goes defensive. There's a whole train there. But I think he's fine for the moment. And oh, well, he was indeed fine for the moment, and now definitely, since there was a little bit of a problem after turn 1 for Swag, and he lost 2 places because of it, and is under pressure for losing a third one. I don't think he has damage. Maybe he clipped that sausage curve that there is on the inside. 2 guys in. Gregs and Fern still. Fern is going to the hard, and Gregs to the softs. Info is gonna try. I think it's too long for the hards, but you can at least go a long distance into the race. Yeah, soft mediums were even doable in tier 4, but that was mainly because there were 2 or 3 safety cars, so I had another reason. Ghost is really looking to find a way past Charizard. Although he's on the much slower tires, supposedly. And Liam is really taking an equal trend now to Jack on pace. He is not faster over this lap, but he is still on the 1.8. Jack sets a new fastest lap with a 20.1, and I think there was some battling here. It's wicked defending, I think, from Stumacher. Stumacher choosing the outside, real Lance Stroll style. However, with Stroll it didn't end well. He's still on the outside and just can't make it, but there was a very good try. And he still got the run out of 4 towards 5. And he is finishing the move anyway. However, goes wide. Dove on the inside. This is some great battling there, and in the end, he has the position. But that was a great long battle, and there is a dive there, and that's, I am afraid, Major's own fault. You can't really dive your car into a gap in turn 8 with 2 cars on the outside. That's asking for trouble. I hope he doesn't have damage, and I think he still doesn't have, but yeah, on overheating tires, full on through that corner is not gonna work, since you just basically lose all downforce. So I'm afraid he lost any form of connection to the pack, but I hope he doesn't have any damage. So Jack still up ahead, 2 seconds in front of Liam, and I think we got a problem for Stumacher, and he retired, and that means do you see your safety car? I don't know, man. A safety car, I think, because a yellow dot is leaving the pitch, but I can't see it. And where the fuck did he lose it? Okay. Just completely lost it out of the final corner, and it ended with turbulent damage. And this is, well, very, very nice planning out to be from Major, since he can now pit, since he had damage? No, he didn't. He just takes the safety car to pit. I just wanted to say something about that battle, and I think Dove was, or Goat was, Dove was past Tej, and Tej Shadow too, because Shadow Sword now is suddenly into PA. But that means a safety car where we will be waiting for, and that's nice for what's happening here. Why is Shadow losing positions all the time? He's now gaining 1 back, since I think the game will say to him that he will give, he would have to give it back. Then he, I hope it's not this. But they come and Tej is in. Tej is in. What kind of strategy does he want? Go to mediums, yeah, well, he's committing for the 2-stop now, but that's not really a problem. You can easily do a 2-stop on this track. So, strategy-wise, it's not bad though. He's like one of the few ones to do this, because basically the top 10 in front of him is on 4-lap all tires, and the ones behind him have already stopped and are just benefiting from the fact that they can catch up now. Oh, his pedals went. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. That's a shame. Let's see. Has there 15 people and there's about 100 tier 6 reserves? Yeah, because they're not all for tier 6, because they can also easily drop into tier 5, since tier 6 is not particularly the slowest tier by far, because I think Jack will be a top 5 contender if he would be in tier 5. Yeah, it's still that there are not really that much people. Still, if you have like, I know what you're talking about, because there are a lot of reserves here. So, yeah, they're scared of the new track, maybe? I don't know. Oh, no. Okay, so we have to wait, I think, at least one more lap, maybe two even. We have to wait until Major is vacated. And then we'll see how this plans out, since Thatch is now on mediums. Greg and Cunningham still on the tires where they were on, and Major also switched to hards. So, and also some penalties already. To be honest, for Leon it's not that surprising. I don't want to sound mean, but yeah, well, they will go racing after this one. I think. I need a cookie. I'm always getting hungry when watching. Oh, some chocolate. Oh, yes, give me chocolate. Or cheese. I really get addicted to cheese lately. I always have cheese like in my fridge, and then I'm eating it just singular cheese with nothing added to it. Okay, back to the race. Jack is gonna lead the field. Oh, let me show him. Okay. Yeah, it's very advisable to wait long, and he does that. And there are some people very awake, like Dove. He in particular. And this is an easy move for him, to be honest. Yeah, it is. He is still on the soft, so like on yeah, just only not O'Leary, but all the soft runners that are still on the soft since the beginning are now in the top 4 positions. But Ghost is not given up, and I think Taj has a problem. Yeah, he spun in 4 and goes back on the inside on the McLaren, but there is a lot of friction on the outside, so this is not a given move, but he really eventually makes it, but with a 3-second time penalty he earns out of that, so that's not really nice. And now Dove is again under pressure of his teammate, where he has been close with all race long. More to the back, it's Shadow Sword now on the inside of Cunningham. That's, I think, a position he needed to defend. It's a shame for Taj because he can't make it until the end. But he didn't put it into the wall, so that's at least a good thing. Let's go back to the main straight and see if Charizard can benefit from the fact that he doesn't have DRS yet, of course, but the slipstream then from Leon, he is not making it for this lap, but it's very close behind there, but no moves made. And Grex is now closing in on VKN on his new soft. McLaren's still close. There is a little bit of a gap now forming. Suddenly Dove is dropping off from Ghost. And that's weird to see, since a lap ago he was really challenging him in this section of the track. Maybe he could come back to it, and to be honest, his teammate gets a penalty because of that and is now under more pressure by Swagboy, who is alongside him. I must think and see that Swag has the pace, but he lost a lot of positions because of some small mistakes. Oh, and that looked like lag spike. Luckily nothing substantial happened. He is still close to the back, but I can't see anything. They give me like a camera angle that stares into a corner and then suddenly it's gone. To be honest, if you can use cockpit to DRS is enabled. If he uses enough ERS, he's surely gonna make it. Yeah, I would have stopped over here. This is costing a lot of ERS and you're not gonna make it. However, this He is. Still very close. He still can do it. He has a good exit, and that's Ghost. Now, the next one spinning there. It's a little bit of a Dutchy rejoin, but he ghosted. But that's so bad. That's so bad. At the meantime, Shadowsword is still defending. I think he even lost the position. Does he have damage? It can't be true that he loses so much momentum and pace. Even lost out of his teammate, and there must be contact there since suddenly two cars spun. O'Leary together with Swagboy. And this is useful for Taj to gain those positions back. No damage for O'Leary. Swagboy is already on his way. And also no visual damage for him, but that really is a spanner in the works for both of them. So let's go back to the front. Jack is back to have safely a gap of 1.3, 1.2 on Leon, and Charizard is going to try it, but he just falls short of it. And there are also battles here, some team battles. Short, who's like trying to find his mojo back and pass an Indian cracks, but he is going for a ridiculous dive into turn 3, to be honest. And why I say ridiculous is because he loses the position immediately and is now under pressure by VKN. Coming into turn 5, and VKN is also under pressure by Cunninfern, and Ghost is still in this battle. Wait, he just spun a lap ago, right? Yeah. A little bit of a drift there. O'Leary is in. He's apparently had some damage. Oh, and it's... Wait, Ghost just made a move on Cunninfern in the second sector. It's doable. I think he made it in turn 8. That's also a place where I made a move in my race. But you really have to have a car in front of you that has some issues, because if you take that corner perfectly, nothing will go wrong. But it means that Ghost can try to redeem himself, and there goes another Palestinian board because of cracks, I think. And he's losing a lot of momentum because of it, and that can open the door for VKN. He is defending. At the same time, Charizard did it, by the way, on Leon, and he stays behind him, but cracks goes that wide that he gets a penalty. And let me check on this one. They are still side by side, by the way. Leon is taking the position back by using the traction on the outside of 5. So he just lost it, but had a run on that second straight, and that can... It's really proven that it can show some great racing, this track. I'm kind of getting more and more convinced that this can... That also in league racing this can show some great battles. However, the fact that those two are fighting is really helping Jack. He has, well, you could say, doubled his lead to 2.5. Those two, then there is another gap of more than 4 seconds to the still ever battling McLaren drivers, and that's more, well, you can say that a better performance so far by Wicked, since he is on the medium tires. However, the stuff should drop off soon, so... And behind that we still got this battle with Gregs, who's still on the inside and still manages to defend against VKN. So... Greg is losing time though. His softs are not that old, but there is a train foreman behind him. So this is not looking very pleasantly for him. Yeah, Swagboy also rejoined this train. This long train fighting for P7. Oh, and was there contact? I couldn't. You can't see that with that angles if there's contact, but it led to a second spin for Ghost, and he is now back to the bottom again, like he was a couple of laps ago. He's now in 13th. Oh, top 3 is in, and top 4, and at the same time Prophet is under pressure by Shadow Sword, who can go from P6 to P1 in one straight. They're still side by side. Oh, good battling, clean battling there, giving each other just as much room as they need, but in the end Shadow Sword is doing it, and he is surprisingly suddenly leading this race. And I think Swag was stuck on the curb there. Stuck on the curb. He did manage to come off it, but that looked kind of funny when I joined into that. Unfortunately, he lost connection now with the car in front. But mediums for Jack and Leon, hearts for Charizard, Dove and Ghost. Interesting strategy. Swag is already back on the tail of Cannonfern, who isn't going to be the quickest on his hearts. He has a little bit more patience. He can just grab him on the straight. And they're also still behind Greg. Yeah. Well, but Cannonfern also has DRS. But he hasn't enough to make it until Greg. And gets a warning. And oh, but that's unfortunate. I saw that. That's unfortunate. Because Cannonfern hits the back of Greg, suddenly slows down because of it, and then Swag is tapping him into a spin. That's just unfortunate. You can't really do something about it if you are that close together. I would see that as a racing incident. First shoot. I don't know why he's bumping ERS over here, because this is not a place to overtake. Or he can make it a place to overtake. Cannonfern is way down now. P11. And I think Jack passed Major. He's of course in traffic now. He can show us now if he can also perform well in traffic. And oh, a mistake for Swag, and oh my god, that was very dodgy there with tags. It almost looks like that he is losing his car 2 corners in a row. And luckily for Taj, it ended well for him. However, I can't say maybe it ended. And this is some real traffic for Jack, to be honest, because Taj has now gained the position, but it's always certain that he will stay. However, he has fresher tires, that's why. And there goes the move by Jack. Very convincing. He needs to clear this traffic. However, he's losing traction on the run over here to turn 7 and 8, and Swag is really going to fight him. He's every right to do that, of course. This can bring Leon back in the battle, wasn't it that Leon is stuck behind Major, which is his teammate, on all their hearts. So I don't know what they're doing here with Alfa Romeo. This is their opportunity. However, it's kind of hard to give a team order or something like that in this section of the track. And I think, just as I said, that Leon fucked it up and has now dropped behind Charizard. So now Charizard is the main contender, but he's also down. So to be honest, the fact that Jack is now stuck behind those 2 cars, it's not really benefiting. It's not really affecting him negatively so far, but of course he wants to clear those cars. But they're still in a fight because Tad didn't have DRS and won't have DRS for this straight, and I think he's going for the double move. I think they go 3 wide and they have to... Oh, they're all breaking late. They're all breaking late. Then it's tagged on the inside, but... Yeah, but... That's not allowed. And to be honest, the game gives them the warning and the penalty. I've given them back. Yeah. I think he had a warning from the game. And otherwise, it's very good sportsmanship because he went wide. And I think also he went wide to avoid a collision because he knew how many cars there were on the inside. But yeah, eventually in the end, he benefited massively from it. To be honest, he still doesn't have... It still doesn't go wrong for him since he's of course on the medium, so that's maybe the reason why Charizard's not really... eaten into this advantage, since Charizard is just steadily behind Major, and now he can make light work of both of them, but it's very hard to overtake 2 cars into this corner. Tags is on the inside, and that was going to be wrong. Yeah, it's going to be a reward also. That's the problem when you like overtake into turn 1 and the overtake, if there is no car clearly in front of another one, then that turn 1 is horrendous. Jack really outbrakes himself a little bit, but there is a lot of friction on that outside. He's really struggling to overtake Swag over here. Oh, he's trying it into turn 8, you can do that, but watch out for indeed the throttle input, and he did so. And finally he cleared those guys. And Tej, I think he has some problems with his tires now, overheating, etc. No, he's fine now, but he didn't even drop back that far, but at least lost 3 positions to this trio that's battling now. At the same time, by the way, Shadow Sword, Wicked Prophet and VKN are doing a very good job by putting in steady laps. And are even maybe trying to make it to the soft phase. And let's see what Liam can do here. On the back of Charizard, he has an tire advantage. And watch out. Yeah, okay, that went slightly better because Liam was way more in front, and that's really losing control of your car. I can't say anything else. Major, his teammate, is basically lucky that he has not been taken out there. Totally no control there, but yeah, he only, is really, he's the only one affected by it now. Because that's some clear damage, and that's a long way back to the pit. So yeah, it's not going very well. There are not a lot of drivers that didn't hit a single trouble in the race so far. Charizard still trying here to clear Major, but yeah, he will continue on those hards for at least a couple of laps. Charizard wants to make it till the end, but the gap to Jack is more than 6 seconds already now. Who is still under pressure by Swags, and yeah, I would think he would go into the pit soon. Yeah, he's going for it. And he has to position back, but basically because he has a lot less DRS now. But yeah, this is really bothering Jack. However, I keep saying it, it's not a disaster since there is no one really challenging him. However, if he loses too much time, then Shadow can be something to take into account. However, he's still in the pit stop delta now. But it's close though. It's close, to be honest. Fastest lap for Jack still also. And let's by the way see top 4 has the box, and the big gainers are 3 of the top 4 because of that. But also Major, he's coming from the back row of the grid. Having troubles early on, pitted under that first safety car, and since then it's going particularly well for him. So that's big props to him, of course. I think there is Taj went to the pits again and went for softs and is hoping to make it until the end. While there is a battle over here with Greg still defending. He boxed eventually. And I think Jakalako... Oh my god, what the heck was that? He had a lot of room there and he was driving off track. He's now completely out of sight. He's now clear of him, at least. That's the good thing to say. We still have some battling here. Greg's coming back on Ghost, who passed him, basically. And Charizard finally made his move on Major. And is now into P6 and can... He is still only 6 seconds behind Jack, so top that work. Oh! Almost lost the back end there. And it's still going... Is this on the second straight? Yeah, it is. And Ghost back on the inside on Greg's. And yet you can stick your car there around the outside and make it. And... Oh... It looks so dodgy sometimes, man. But I think in the end Ghost did manage to do it. Jack is in. Oh! Damage? Is that damage then? It's indeed damage. And that throws the race wide open. Or maybe not. That gives Shadow a big advantage here. Since he really benefited from the fact that he's not in traffic, because to be honest the traffic is screwing Jack today, kinda. I hope unintentional, but I can't think of another reason why he got this damage than from Swag. So maybe they made contact earlier on that straight and you know the smallest taps can cause you damage. So he's way down, not even that way down, but... So basically only these two cars are still fighting, and I have a little bit of a feeling that it goes wrong at a certain point. I am gladly to be mistaken. He's covering off the switch back there. This is gonna allow Tej back into this battle soon. And Leon also very much down now in P13, can make it until the end. Great exit there by Ghost. I haven't seen a move into this corner so far. However, they keep each other alive. Oh my god. Yeah, but to be honest, the pace advantage is so obvious. If you can overtake a car over there, then you are so much quicker than it. And it... No, wait, they are both in March. Never mind. But yeah, who got the DRS now? I don't even know, man. Charizard also in, by the way, to soft. So he will be close to Jack then. Eventually, at the end, Leon with the fastest lap. The McLarens are again together. However, a major advantage now for Prophet compared to Doug. And Shadow Sword basically only lost one place. VKN is doing a great job, but he has to pit the sauce. He's never gonna make that. The smart thing to do is to pit now, because I think he will only lose 2 places if he does. Grex and Ghost are still getting at it. Now I think Tej is also now in the battle. Oh, Tej, watch out, man, Tom. Watch out. Well, he didn't touch him there. That's a reset on track. A very quick and obvious one. But I know that Leon would report that kind of stuff, so... Oh, he's even out. Yeah, well, he was a pain in the ass for a lot of drivers, but in the end, he doesn't really help himself with it. Confirm in, VKN is in. And Jack with the fastest lap, of course, now on the softs at 18.9, which brings a complete new standing into this race. It means that Shadow Sword is now basically very much clear at the front, also without penalties. And he had issues in the first part of the race, but just the fact that he went on driving and didn't encounter any traffic is really helping him. Behind them, it's a remarkable revival by Major, who is not gonna make it until the end, I'm afraid, but even with a pit stop he will be in the mix. He has a small gap to Wicked Prophet, who is having an excellent strategy so far. He is on the softs and really can push for a podium here. He cleared his teammate, who wants to go to the end, but is now under pressure by VKN, who only fell back to P5 after the stops. And I think he's going to pass him. He's so close on the back of him. I think Dove... Oh, he just defended the inside. I thought he drove a line to indicate that he was going to the pit. Would not make any sense, by the way. So, yeah, he cleared the move, and VKN maybe can even try his momentum to pass Prophet. To be honest, those guys, Shadow Sword, VKN, and who was also in the top 3, Major, maybe? Yeah, they're still very close to those positions. Then 7 seconds behind Dove is Jack, which to do an extra stop and is still in P6, with only Swag 2.5 behind him, and Charizard is now really reeling him in. Ghost had way too many spins and is now in P9. And he has to defend against Leon and Tej very soon. So it's going to be a hard one. But let's focus for that battle for P3. Maybe it's going to be a battle for P2. Especially when Major tries to stay out long. If he goes to the pits soon enough, then maybe not. But he will lose a lot of time, I think. I'm afraid. Yeah. Well, he will drop into that gap behind Charizard, to be honest. VKN for another important move for his race. Really in a shot of P2, and Prophet can still finish on the podium though, so... Those 3 guys have done an excellent job. And I mean VKN and Prophet then together with Shadow. They did an excellent job. Jack is reeling Dove also in. Maybe he can come close too, but he is not on a very how the fuck do you say that? Advantageous or something. Strategy compared to the McLaren and the Ferrari. So we'll see. And there's also this close battle for P9 still, but there's. So close it down a little bit. And I think we already arrived at the moment that VKN is gonna challenge the 2nd place. Shadow Sword is clear by a mile. Charizard is doing a very good job by not grabbing any penalties because the gaps are tight. That's also the reason why I had a shot at the victory. I was never at the front, but I didn't have any penalties. And that's doable on Portimao, so that's a very good thing. VKN comes there, he's out of ERS now, but yeah, he doesn't need any more now. And Major is also almost out. Like, well, of course Shadow is like good with his ERS. Almost out. Prophet is better, Dove also. Jack also, Swag even more. Charizard's out, Ghost is totally out, Leon also. That's awful. So you see, it's a little bit, yeah, shifting. It's interesting to see that there are 3 guys on 3 different tire compounds still not being able to pass each other. And that's gonna change. Unfortunately, Taj had some oversteer over there. And that's purely the reason why he wasn't able to follow Leon. Oh, watch out. He still has a chance on a point or 2. Especially if his penalties are good, but I'm afraid there are not. And those 2 are... keep that going. I think Major is gonna try, by the way. Oh, sorry. I think Major is gonna try it to hang on these tires, I mean. However, he lost the position to Profit now. Good day for McLaren again. They are showing some real good stuff lately. No, it's end for the point, and the end of a points hope for Tej now. That's unfortunately not gonna happen anymore. Except if there is a safety car now. Normally I jinx that kind of stuff. Jack can try to grab P5. And he will try to. There's still 5 laps remaining in a moment. Oh, a little bit of a late move for that corner, but Dove is giving him. Dove is experienced enough to give the room. So, very well driven. Maybe on penalties he can do something. Maybe he has less, but I'm not sure. Oh fuck. I have to check if the stream survived. Oh yes, it is. 227 for medium, so no problem for Tej. Yeah, I'm only reading that now, but Tej, unfortunately, is not gonna make it. 4 points, I'm afraid. Next up in line to pass Dove is Swag. A little bit of an eventful race. I'm afraid that there will be some steward reports. Not really with race ending. Wait a minute. Oh my lord. Yeah, he bended in 5. Does he have damage? I can't see anything. No, I can't see anything, but that's mega. It like his lead is now down to under 10 seconds, which is no problem if he can go on like this. If he didn't hit anything, then there is no problem. He can make the corners very well so far, so. But he's still losing time to Vikian, but not that fast. At the same time, Dove has been passed by Swag, and Dove is dropping kinda because he's also gonna lose a position to Charizard no matter what, if he stays in the 3 seconds. I think Shadow Sword is fine. He has now 9 seconds of an advantage. I think he's fine. Who is not fine or safe for his position is Jack, who can, yeah, this is what we maybe kind of expected. He can come back to at least P4, and to be honest, he is in the championship battle with Charizard. 7 points is the difference, and Charizard well, at least has 3 seconds to, will at least gain 3 seconds on him, how it stands. So this is kind of important maybe for Jack to put this extra car between him and Charizard. He's not really doing a lot of impressive stuff on the sauce, to be honest. He's closing in, and maybe he can pass Dove. He will pass Dove anyway. But I think this is going to be as far as it will be. Another penalty for Wicked that can maybe help Jack. He's very close already to the back of him in that corner. And he can also have his sights for Wicked on top. To be honest, the top 2 is clear and safe. It's just the battle for P3, which where penalties are going to play a role in. Oh, he's gonna make he has 2 more laps. I don't think he will pass Wicked on track, but he will be able to get this move on. fair play to Major. 25, 26 laps on the hards. He picked it during the first safety car. Fair play that he survives. And to be honest, he's doing it for, I think, still a good result, with relatively speaking. So. By the way, still that fight for P9 between Leon and Ghost, but I think Leon has slightly better tires and also a tire advantage to get to stay in front of Ghost. And Charizard is finally reeling in Dove now. It's gonna help him because the gap of Dove to Swag is around the 3 seconds, so if he gains his position he also can cover Swag. And maybe some more people, since it's very close there in the battle for P3. Where gaps are also closing in. Yeah, we only know like the top 2 for sure, which is an impressive drive by both. Had the best strategy. I would say Wicked had it too, but well, I think Jack can really pass him on track, and maybe that's important, to be honest. I know I can show the penalties, but I'm entitled to not do, to bring a little bit of surprise factor into it when we finish. And there is the move of Charizard on Dove, who's unfortunately dropping down, I think already 3 positions. So yeah, and just ahead of that, this is guys who are still close to each other but not able to overtake. However, Swag maybe here on the outside. Oh, a little bit of a barge there by Major. It looked like I was just switching to this field, and now he has to bike the car through this corner. It's not over yet, but it's now more difficult. Prophet is going very wide, gets another penalty. He surely is, to be honest, screwed now. I think in the last couple of laps I saw presumably him taking the warning to the penalty. Jack has to take it easy over here, since I think he has P3 covered, and that literally only Charizard can really be a problem for him. Charizard is overtaking Swag with ease, by the way. Yeah, he has a 3-second gap to Major, to be honest, and then another 3 seconds, so this is going to be dicey yet. In the meantime, Swag only just stays in front of Dome. Does he have damage or something like that? And he goes wide. Oh, I think he got damage here. Let's go with the switchback there. Maybe he still got damage from the stuff with Major, but yeah, he has. Okay. Let's go to Shadow Salt, who drove an absolute magnificent race. Had some kind of trouble in the beginning of the race, but he really came up to the front and is going and scoring a win, his second. Did a very good job. VKN went for a fastest lap attempt, I think, because he gained 1.5 seconds. Went down to 7.4. Jack finishes in third with the fastest lap, 18.7. Oh, the Wicked is going to drop so much. Yeah, Ferrari is extending their lead on Red Bull. 21 seconds for Wicked Profit. There were 3 only for Jack, so he had enough on Charizard. Oh, he gains a little bit more, of course. He has 11 points of advantage, I think. And behind that, yeah, it's just Major and Dove had 1 left, so they did also well. And the 2-stop worked for Jack and Charizard, maybe not intentional, to carve their way to a top 4 finish. Only 2 retirements. So this is the end result, only touch a lap down. And unfortunately also for Leon only P9 in the end. He was battling for second with Charizard at the beginning of the game, the race. But yeah, things can certainly change suddenly and screw you over sometimes. So well, I don't see this screen getting closed off, so maybe it's bugged down, but this is maybe also a good end to end the stream. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully until next week, maybe I'm next week back for tier 5. Can't do both at the same time, of course, so we will see you. Have a nice weekend, and see you later.